Hey everybody, Asher here with Free Play Friday, where today, we're going to be playing Wildermyth, or Wildermyth, however you want to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but we're going to say Wildermyth here. A game that typically if I was doing the YouTube thing, I would have jumped on the early access and all that, but this is one of those special games that the more I read about, the more I was like, I really want to wait until it is fully released, so I did. I've logged some time in this, logged some time in playing with a family as well. It's fun. It is a XCOM style combat slash generated storyteller with some really interesting graphical presentation and for once, some really interesting good writing. So it's a lot of fun, and this is a strange game to try to do a one-off for. So I'm just going to show off a few things real quick. You can see I have some heroes over here. These are not just random generated people. This is part of my legacy. So far I have completed the tutorial mission, which took me about 6 hours. Just if you're knowing what you're getting into. It is a 3-chapter story, and I ended up with some characters at the very end that just kind of made it through, because the way this game works is that you have some heroes that you generate at the start, and then they go through over time and have essentially their legacy. For instance, Bradwell here is the child of I believe Gara and Red. Poor Dweegar, or as my kids call him, Dugular, didn't actually have anybody with him, but it's just the way the game kind of progresses here, is that you have some people, you go through, you play, and we're just going to kind of go into play. I'm going to load and make sure I'm getting the right people here. Cayman's Owls is what we're going to be focusing on today. It's a 5-chapter story. I'm currently in chapter 1. There are some preset stories as well, like the Age of Ulstrix is the tutorial mission. The Monarchs Under the Mountain is another story here, but I wanted to see kind of how the regular randomly generated things would work, because it doesn't have an overarching script. But the way the gameplay loop works in this game is that you have a few different places. You have your overworld map, which you can see ours right now is pretty limited. Our goal is right now in chapter 1 is to locate the Braddock Chimes. We have 4 randomly generated characters, and weirdly enough, they did randomly generate to actually have some different relationships. So Temet and Janison are, they really like each other, and then at the same time, Temet and Ziglad don't really like each other, but San and Temet do like each other. You can see he does have a fire chicken, which is great because one of his aspects is pet fire chicken, which can actually do attacks. I'm really curious if as he gets older, if that fire chicken will grow up as well. But I do have, I kind of in the XCOM sense, and I keep saying XCOM, it's not just a buzzword, you'll see the combat in just a little bit. I do like having just kind of one upfront close person. I've been very impressed in a game like this how strong the melee classes feel. Although range is still king to a point. We do have 2 hunters and 2 hunters. There's the other one. And we do have a mage as well, although he is carrying just a stick. The idea is really interesting, the way magic works, and I'll be showing that to you in combat a little bit, because it wasn't at all what I expected. But I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So what we have right now is that we're in the overworld. We do have a few places that we have recovered from. We do have some resources we've been gathering. My goal in this video is to get through the end of this chapter. So we're going to start by securing this location that we have just saved here. We can investigate to try and find an item, or we can try to work faster. I'm going to try to find an item right now. I'm going to throw everybody at it. You can see that we do have Janison, who actually does have an ability. Left click, there's a little bit inconsistent there. Inconsistency here, but I do believe one of his skills, of course now I'm not seeing it. Humanist Wisdom. There we go, Wisdom. He gets a job bonus to all campaign level tasks based on age. 100% of base job speed for every 35 years. So that's something I'm glad I got early, because that's gonna build up over time. So let's go ahead and secure this. It won't take too long. You can see there's some infestation from the Draven here. But we do have some other things here. A thorough delving through the mysteries of Warthig Hill Waterworks has proven rewarding. Good, we're done. So you can see there's very much a comic book style drawing here. We did find an item. It's potency Potency adds infusion to infusion attacks. If I remember right, our Mystic here is Janison, so you're going to want that belt, which you can see over there. So this is where we want to get to at the end. We do have some timers here because the world does kind of change. We have an incursion that we are probably just going to have to deal with. And we have some Calamity cards. I don't think we can pull up... Oh, we can pull up the Calamity cards. This is the system for the game that makes things get progressively harder. Every combat that we have, the enemies draw another card, and then occasionally as the world cycles on, you get more cards here. I'm playing on the next to highest difficulty, so we're getting quite a bit of cards here. So once again, the way this works is that we're going to be scouting a new area. I could be splitting up my team to try and scout multiple areas at once, but since we have an infestation attack coming, I don't want to deal with that. If you are familiar with XCOM, you're going to recognize what an infestation attack looks like in a little bit, but we have story pauses here. So, The Inhabitant. Sans episodes were nothing new, but they had been getting stronger lately and more numerous. It was only a few months of twitching and pressure, a brief but desperate fight against something inside of herself. But the effort always left her exhausted and unable to focus. Ugh. It's alright, Sand. Keep it together. So she's having some problems. Come on, not now. Enough! I have struggled inside your heart long enough. I must grudgingly admit your soul rides with passion more than most, making it nearly impossible to get a grip on. Someone's talking inside her head. What do you want? What do you want? Who are you? At this moment, what I am is fed up, and what I want is a deal that works for both of us. Give me a place to exist. Nothing much, an arm, a leg, an eye perhaps, and I won't bother you anymore. I dare say it could even be advantageous for us both. So, she apparently has something inside her, and if I refuse... I may not be able to take your soul, but I can make your life very difficult. So, do we make a deal with the devil? Or do we not make a deal with the devil? Technically, it's the other way around. We're going to do this because this does show off a part of the game here that is going to be relevant later on. Sand can transform. The entertainment of the idea for just a second was enough for Sand, and a force of a billowing storm cloud unfolds, and suddenly her gaze felt weightier, powerful, shared. The feeling was jarring. Okay, this isn't so bad. And you can see suddenly she's got something in her eyes. My head feels a lot clearer, at least. Oh crud, how am I going to explain this to the others? I hope Temet will understand. So we have successfully scouted here. We have 19 days until we get a spawn for an incursion, so we really need to clear this field. There's nothing actually for us to clear here, so we've taken out all the hostile places. Still, patrolling is a good idea. And if there is one thing that's a little bit unfortunate here, it's that we didn't establish defenses over here, so what we're going to try to do is hit this incursion when we can, because it's going to spawn at the Rascal Forest. If we build a station here to earn resources... What kind of resources are we looking at? An outfitter. Well, I don't know if there's a way to back out of this. Or one of the unfortunate things is that I can't click to see what resources I have. So we'll hedge and do a hide and a fabric. Oh, if we go back, okay. That's not as important right now. We actually are missing hides and fabrics. And we'll get a few more at the chapter's end, that's fine. But I kind of want to get up to the Rascal Forest here. So, Scout, by the way, before we do that, San, whose relationships, Temet's a confidant. Apparently he likes her face. What did we get? We have a shadow. Oh, hang on. That was more than just the face. She got a leg, too. Okay, so shadow. 2 souls peer out from Sand's eyes now, so she has +1 speed. Sand's right leg is someone demonic. Something that has been sleeping inside you is now waking up. So she's a hot-headed romantic, and now she's also a demon and a hunter. Well, there's a joke there. Alright. Let's go play in the forest. Together! And here we go. Incursion. The Draven in great number move to attack your lands, driving peaceful folks before them, leveling homes and hollow places. Your enemies will travel from tile to tile, attacking, destroying sites until they are defeated by heroes in combat or repelled by defenses you built. The numbers will wear down. Once the incursion size reaches 0, the enemy will dissipate and the incursion will be over. So this is a more like critical, terrible fight. The incursion size is 4, the strength is 8. And it looks like they're coming right to us. So, you know what? Let's go see if we can get them. Did we just miss them? Okay, we have it here. They haven't made it into the other territory yet, so... We can end the chapter right here by assaulting Braddock Chimes, and we can skip the whole incursion thing. But I kind of want to see if I can intercept them, because I said I'd show these to you guys. So these are Draven Ravengers. We don't really know what they have until we get here, but it seems like a fun fight. So you guys all have no task assigned. Let's go ahead. Let's be stupid. Or you know what? We could always, because I'm still relatively new at this, even though I've played XCOM forever, or at least from various XCOM games, I've put in probably about 200 hours. We're going to intercept these guys, and we're going to see what we can do, because the strength of 8 is pretty serious. So, they don't seem to know we're here. How shall we destroy them? So we can charge, we can create a distraction to split their forces and draw them out, start a fire to exploit the confusion. I like Sand's demonic idea of creating a distraction to split their forces. We can wait for nightfall and strike swiftly. Let's do Sand's plan. Excellent. Half of them are chasing fairies. Now we strike. Kemian's owls gain temporary armor and warding, which is really important in a fight like this. Okay, so we have this many foe cards, and some of them have pluses on them. So creeping in the dark so this says extra health, extra damage, and then 4 foe cards on turn 3. So we got to clear these guys out kind of fast, because. But this is the battle map. Like I said, it's very XCOM, if you are familiar with that kind of game. So we do have a few people. Unfortunately, our warrior person spawned kind of far away. You guys do hit really hard though, so we're gonna see if we can make that not a thing. We'll go ahead and put you up now. Temet has 2 armor, and we're gonna do Guardian, which means that if anybody gets close to her, she's gonna smack them. Now the more important thing here is that we have Janison here, and if we move him up, I think this is probably a good move. We can interfuse with a few different things, like there's a bird statue. We could do a bone lance, which could potentially pierce. I wouldn't mind taking out Stormthroat. More importantly is that if we use this brazier, it takes away this guy's cover. So we can interfuse like this, and then if we bone lance, have an 81% chance to hit. Anyone who's played XCOM knows what 81% means. We do have a 99% chance to hit that in a way, but we're going to do this. Actually, we can hit you up there, but we're going to try. Okay, what's going on here for bone lance? And I didn't realize this. The thing is that we can choose which direction it wants to fly, and it can pierce over here. So we want to fire over here, hit the Stormthroat if at all possible. There we go. So lots of damage, cover down. That's all very good. Now we can't really see how far you can go, but I do want to keep Temet up front. We do have a fire chicken that can do a lot of damage, but only close by. So I think this is okay. And we'll shoot you. Hopefully 81%'s enough. So 1 armor pierced. Nice. And then San. Now San, I don't know if you have any demonic abilities quite yet, but one nice thing that we can do for her is that she has... well, let's see. First off, if we swap weapon... Okay, I'll have to see what the demon thing does later, because we're going to learn a little bit more about that. We have some options here. We could blind this guy. We could Silk Step to put ourselves in stealth. We could just outright shoot him. But that's not going to do, like, a lot here. I'd rather ambush him, because this guy is melee. He has to come to us. So, look, another one. Alright, and the ambush there for 4 damage. And look at that. You did 3 damage to me, but we're just going to have to make it work. Okay, so Drawing Blood means you heal a little bit. That's kind of annoying. Now, we do have some other options here. Like, if we interfuse with this tree, we can do Splinter Burst. And these guys are pretty close. Could actually do it with this tree. Splinter Blast, not Splinter Burst. And if we do it like this... Oh, man, you guys are just far away from each other. Let's give it a try. So he blocked. Alright, so that's what that meant. We should have waited for that for a second. It's fine. Everything is fine. 2 magic damage, 1 pierce. I want to use the fire chicken, but this is not the time. Somebody's going to need to shoot this guy, and it's going to be you. Maybe... Like, the downside is that you all have a lot of armor and stuff. Now, this is only a 42% chance to hit. That's because he's behind cover. If we move over here, we have a 54% chance. I don't really like those options, so I'm going to undo. Now, what we need to do here, I think probably the best shot here is if we try to do a strike, that'll be 3 damage. Still won't kill him. That's a problem. I could move up here. I could shield shear. Alright. Now, if we attack you, you see that my bonus has gone up to 100%. That's because he's flanked. I have a 100% chance to hit you as well. And I could potentially stun you, which would be really nice. We may want to keep the flash cone in there, though. We could fire chicken, which still seems nice. And I gotta remind myself, stunt is your crit chance. I gotta make sure it doesn't say stunt instead of stun. See, reading is fundamental. Okay, what we're gonna do is, as much as I'd like to do Guardian, we do want to get the guaranteed kill. I think it's probably best. Flash Cone, I think it's a free action, because the little diamond there, we have 2 actions per turn. Okay. Looks like we don't have enough range to hit both people, but we can hit like this. So you're blinded, so that's going to be a problem for you. Could always drop you up here just a little bit. And we can only fire at you, so might as well fire at you. It's a lot of damage that we did, apparently. Okay. We pop you back here. Hopefully Janison doesn't get shot. Alright, so we got 2 turns here. Harass. Stormthroat Bird, I don't know what that means. And you're blinded and blocked and are running all the way down here. And now we have even more foes. So we knew that was coming. Okay. We just don't know where they are. They're probably all gathered over here. But as long as we have all this stuff available, it's fine. Okay. Now, one of my questions is Janison going to be best used on this? Because this is a sapling. Wild Grass, 5 damage, 5 range. It pins them. Or we could do Discus, 7 damage, 4 range. And then we may be able to use that twice. Both seem good, both seem capable of killing if I can get the hit. I'd kind of like to save Discus for when I have multiple targets because it actually ricochets off of things, so we'll give this a shot. 70% chance to hit. That's XCOM, baby. Alright. Now that we know that this is this, and you have a debuff. We don't exactly know what that debuff is. I think this is probably a good opportunity to fall back. We kind of got our area that we want to do. We know 4 more people are coming. This guy we don't have a great chance of hitting. I could move up here and try to hit him, but I want to go for the kill. So we're going to go for the kill here. We're going to go for the kill. Preferably by fire chickening. Of course, that hits for 2 damage, and the tile's on fire. And if we move you over here and give another little defense bonus. One problem is that if we move too close, we won't actually be able to, like, ready aim fire. If we swap a weapon, she does have a knife. The knife is not super strong. Alright, so it's probably better if we go, like, down here. Do the Battle Brothers thing and fire over somebody. Ugh. What terrible luck. We could shoot the bird. Kind of prefer to Guardian here. Alright, so Fire Chicken didn't actually take an action here. Let's swap a weapon then. Please. Please do damage. Alright, so you burned to death. Here's another person. There's another person. Alright, so you're getting constant damage. So we need to shoot the bird. Oh, it's back on you now. Fun. Well, this is why we said we wanted to wait to do Discus, is to try to get opportunities like this. To hit multiple things. Now, this rock has 8 health. This means that we probably will be able to do it multiple times. Okay. But you see, that was really effective. And we can... The rock... Actually... We can do that possibly a few more times. So let's see if we can move over here. Extinguishing puts out a damage here. We can't actually. Oh, we gotta swap weapons. What am I thinking? All right, I have a 21% chance to hit here. It'd be really nice to know what like my hit percent chance was from a little bit closer. Like, if I go over here and I'm hiding behind cover, and we saw another person, this is a ranged buddy, and that's going to be a problem. We have an 81% chance to hit this. And you can see they're already ambushing over here, so that's fun. Alright, if we push you up a little bit. Okay, that's not great. Okay, 63 or 81. Stunt chance a little higher. So I kind of moved myself a little bit too much into position here. So let's move up here. I didn't do Guardian, unfortunately. And now that we have ranged enemies in play, I've really got to work on... I have really got to work on my potential for getting damage here. Like, fortunately, didn't go after Tamet, but we are officially in Troubletown population me. Alright. So this seems like our best course of action to start with. Okay. This is why Strength 8 is fun. So we have a dart here. We're going to want Tamet to end up in cover here. And if we look at her abilities, she has Guardian, she has Battle Dance. Melee attacks only cost 1 action, and Shield Shear. So once every 2 turns, you can do this without it. So if we look at Tamet first, she has a 100% chance to hit, a 95% chance to hit here. So if we Shield Shear up here, that's good. And then she can take everybody out. That doesn't put her behind cover necessarily, which is a little bit dangerous with these guys. Like, if we have a better option, I wouldn't mind, like, running her behind somewhere, like behind here, and doing Guardian. So we're definitely striking here. Alright, that's too good of a shot. And then we're going to shoot here. Do I need to fall back? Maybe get just a touch behind some cover. because she is vulnerable to getting arrowed. Alright, if we get you down here, doesn't mean you're going to be set on fire, but at least we didn't get ambushed. Alright, so 81% chance to hit. I'm going to go for the kill. That would really help us if you actually killed the dart. Good. Because darts can be pretty damn scary. And see, there we go. 2 armor shredded, but we were able to take cover. So fortunately, Timet can get close, and we've actually almost defeated all the foes, which is really nice. Alright. And by the way, she does have a fire sword that can help strike. 91% chance. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can make it just a little bit better. So let's withdraw from the sapling. Let's move up here. Let's, you know, I'm not exactly sure if we can do discus all the way over here. We could do stunning barrage here. We could do plant-based thing here, but I'm pretty sure that when I interfuse here that we're going to run out of actions. So that's okay. Hopefully running you around the fire. I don't really want to run you through the fire. So let's put you up here. Then let's fire for 4 damage. For some reason that guy just had 1 more health. And end the fight like this. So this is the equivalent of like the XCOM Crisis mission. So you're going to see the next combat that we have is going to be a lot easier than this. But this is such great, valuable experience that we get. So Jamison here, Ignite. He pulls bolts of heat from the air and gathers them in a single point, creating a blaze. Or we can do Viciousness, melee attacks deal +1. Open Mind, Jamison can interfuse with 2 additional targets. Or Humanist, an upgrade here. I really think upgrading Humanist is a good idea. Just because upgrading those spells, all these other things are like, except for Viciousness, Ignite can be good, Open Mind would have solved the problem that we had last time. But usually we don't need to interfuse that much. We also found Grey Bark, Speed Armor, Hunter Armor. Let's give it to Zilgad, because he's going to look cool. And now, see, because we did a fight, we can't cancel this. We're going to see in a minute what canceling looks like. And our enemy is the Draven that I set random, so we kind of get whoever. Now, one of the problems is that if we go right here, right now, we're going to have a good time because we have a lot of health problems. But if we move back down here and build a station, and we are going to do 1 hide and 1 fabric, this will give us a little bit of a chance to heal. And they advance points. Now we have 8 legacy points. I can use a point to cancel these, but points can also be good for a lot of different things. So we're going to pick only the ones that seem the most important here. 2 shred damage kind of sucks. And definitely want to cancel any buffs for like getting armor for the archers here. If we get them randomly later, that's fine. I'm comfortable spending 2 points. We need legacy points to recruit more people. We have a lot of resources from this map, but the way the difficulty works is that you can start with multiple cards. I don't remember. I think I did the default of like starting with 9 cards. Let's go ahead and continue here. This lets us heal just a little bit. So now we have an outfielder. We officially have maxed out our map. We're not getting any more of this because we don't have any infested tiles. It's time to finish the game. So let's go ahead and travel back. When this fight's over, the chapter will end. Make sure you're ready. I think we're ready. Like, we're not at max health, but we're close enough. So, The Gore Lord. Fun. By Douglas Austin. So, a village used to thrive in Rascal Forest. Now a ruined windmill is all that remains. I love their dialogue options here. The slaughter here was swift and sweeping, but the winds had begun to blow back this way. Stick? Geek? Oh my god, the writing here is great. Okay, so this is what we get when we don't have a preset story with all of our dramatic climbing here. We have a Divin, honor tall and scarred by its lessons. It sings in the heat of pillaging a song of blood and dragons. It's probably our boss. Then we have a bunch of darts. It says dart 2 because they come in pairs now. So we've really have got to watch ourselves. So we're going to follow XCOM rules, especially when we have missions with houses. We are going to just try our damnedest to not piss off the locals in the house. So let's move up here. We're going to open the door. Good, we got 2 darts right away. And I'm pretty sure I can fire at one of them. I could do a fire chickie in here. That seems like fun. But, I guess we just fire at the one that we can aim at right away. That's okay. Because now we can move to Medin here. And she can't do a lot just yet. But she can at least move over here. I wonder if closing the door might be a better idea. Let's see if there's another option here. Yeah, we can use books. We did do the whole humanist thing. So that'll do a stunning barrage. I like that idea. Let's move you up here. It does get a little crowded sometimes, so it gets a little hard to mix things up. But yeah, table doesn't do anything. Chair doesn't do anything. But some of these abilities will do some stuff here. So stunning barrage. You see that we can hit ourselves. Jameson can literally destroy himself. But we're gonna attack you with books. Nice. That's why we specialize in skills. It's what I've said in other games, is that sometimes when you have the opportunity to specialize or generalize, you want to specialize. Like, we're going to be leaning into sand, turning into a demon pretty hard in the future. So we'll put Temet up here. And we're going to do XCOM movement rules, which means we are not going to double move into an area that we don't know. And this is why. We have multiple darts for multiple cats. Alright. Well, now that we're here, this is a fence. This is a cart. So everything out here is just Splinter Blast. We can't throw books at people like maybe we had before, but we're just going to deal with like the enemies that are available to us. And I think what that means, the best move is going to be is to get you inside. There is absolutely no reason for us to take this fight like this if we don't have to. Looks like the door is going to stay open though, so we're going to try to kind of stick behind cover here. Could actually have him silk step too. That seems like a solid move. We're not gonna open that door yet. So call me a wuss if you want to. I am a super wuss when it comes to games like this. It's a matter of where am I guessing they will be coming in. I'm guessing they're going to come in from the way they saw me here. So we're just going to completely guardian it up. And you know what? I might go ahead and just interfuse with this card as well. Because if they do come from either direction, we'll be able to use this card. So there are some abilities that'll let you get bonuses for interfusing here, so you have re-revealed yourself. You're gonna harass. Okay. But see, we're behind cover, so that's fine. Alright, so burbs. We can shoo the bird. It takes 1 ability. Splinter Blast, on the other hand, is going to do some really good work. So let's shoo a bird. One thing I'm curious about is, does this interrupt the ambush? It would in XCOM. Let's find out if it does here. It does. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to move you. We're definitely going to move you out here. We're gonna take out all these guys. Now, they're cowering. 30 block and dodge for this turn. So if we move you like down here, we may not be able to take you out right away. Alright, well, if that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. We're going to put Temet out here. Like, if we try to strike you, 37% chance. 91% chance. Alright. And if we ambush over here, because these guys are going to try to fall back. Let's keep you kind of in stealth. This would be a great turn for the fire chicken. I mean, I could go for the 21% pot shot, but I'd rather have the stealth right now. There we go. So prepared damage +6. Here's our other friend. You actually did manage to hit Tibet, which is a little annoying. We want to draw the Gore Lord into the room here. So let's put you up here. Let's see if we can kill you outright. For once, we love it. We love a good plan working. We are going to run you over here and guard. Okay, so that workbench is gone. One thing is, can we Splinter Blast? Not yet. Okay. So we're going to wait. We're going to move you up here so you have a little more defense. So you're searching. Alright. That's fine. I don't mind prepping like this. We'll Silk Step over here just so she can get the door. I think she can get the door and stay stealth. And I have a feeling he's going to come through this door. So let's go ahead and Guardian. I was wrong. Alright. We can do this. We can also do this. Question is, does this end my turn? It probably does, but... So 3 armor shredded is pretty good. I'm going to put myself here. And guard. And we don't want to put you in a position where you're just going to get shot. So we'll stick you back here. And let's wait. And we can ambush right here in the door. I guess this is a good time for science to see if we friendly fire on the ambush. I'm pretty sure we don't. Okay, Bloodied Ferocity, so you take half damage here. Oh shit, Timet. Alright, so... She's been hit hard. You still up? Not exactly. Don't need Zigland Ominous fussing over me, though. Who's fussing? Look at yourself. You're clearly done. So, the moral choice here. I left her out to dry, and she got hit really hard. Do you remember the first time I did the tutorial mission, I got critted and immediately died. So this happens sometimes. This is the boss enemy, though, so we should be okay. We could have her do 14 damage to an enemy, which is amazing, and then she actually dies. But I don't mind speed and health going down for this campaign. She's not happy about it. Don't hold it against me, alright? Deal. Alright. The annoying thing is that we like had a plan. So I should have just let this guy come. But it's okay. We killed you with books. So let's open the door here. We revealed even more darts. Try to fire chicken the darts, but I think shooting them's fine. Okay, so we get critical damage here. If I remember right, he actually has a bonus from his girl getting no, that's not you. Jameson's gonna have the bonus here. Because +3 damage against enemies who attack Timet until the end of mission. Alright. So if we move you over here. can probably get a pretty good flank on you if we do this. I'll have to do. Alright, so we still have enemies to kill? Yeah, we do. Alright. So now that we do not have our main tank, we probably know there's some more enemies either hiding in this house or over here. So we're going to move... We're not going to make the danger move. Although, you can move pretty far. Let's go ahead and go over here. We can silk step right here. And as far as I know, you're still hidden. So there's Devine! This is going to be a fun one. Silk step right here, and then we've used all of our infusions that are relevant right now. Okay, so we're going to have to let this guy get a little bit closer. He's infused now, so that's annoying. I called dibs. Can we infuse with a hill? It'll do Wild Grasp. We could do a campfire. So there's not a lot of great things to interfuse with. Meanwhile, he's interfused with a thing that's actually pretty annoying. Let's put you right here. I guess we're going to have to use the hill, because that's what we have. Wild Grasp to pin this guy. Now, unfortunately, there's only so much that you can do. Right here. We could try to shoot you. I kind of want to set you on fire, though. So it can light things on fire once every 3 turns. I think it's probably smarter if we go down here and get some cover. The problem is if we reveal another enemy. Looks like we didn't. Okay, we can light a lamp, change scenery, just shoot. 100%'s good. Armor ignored is also good. If we move up here, should be able to get cover for whatever's next. So hopefully that does enough damage. Alright, so that's the joy of attacking with Silk Step, and that's it. So Temet is still alive. We got a Grave Pelt Brooch for more armor. Well, that's going to Temet, who is a 27-year-old Bloodhorn warrior. And gets a little more health, although she's having some problems. We can use Shield Shear multiple times per turn, that's good. Attacks only cost 1 action this turn. Problem is she already has that skill, Untouchable. When Temet gets a kill, the next attack her within 1 turn will miss. That's really good. Now after a successful kill, allies gain 2 speed the following turn. I mean, being able to Shield Shear all the time is a really good ability. Heroism is kind of something she already has. So it's kind of between Untouchable. She does get quite a few kills, and then it does kind of play into the main tank, but we're gonna need to be taking out enemy shields eventually. But I'm gonna do Untouchable. We can get that later. So Bloodhorn Hunter. Reduce the cost of all recruit jobs. When walk, once per combat, and call the wind spirits to guide him to a distant tile. Thorn Fang for stabbing or piercing shots. Yeah, we're gonna get piercing shots upgraded here. So the Gore Lord is defeated. With the death of their leader, the ragged ranks of the Druven scatter. The idea that Druven would run from me, funny turn the world takes. So, were you helping? I didn't see. What? Oh, that's right. They don't really like each other, even though they were talking just before. They can't buy well near the edge of the burnt and broken village, and from that fall into winter, the years on, a well-earned peace will reign. All right, so apparently, in the generic mode here, we don't quite have as involved of a story transition here, but still, we did good enough to get 9 whole years of peace. So we get a bunch of extra resources, which is nice. And then this is the build-up between different areas here. Your victories undermine the enemy's plans. They've been weakened, so they lost 1 card. And during the years of peace, Temet and Zigan were stopped by a passing woman, a former resident of the abandoned village of Foulwater Pines, where the Great One once feasted. She said their intervention, bloody though it had been, saved countless lives. Ziglad's forgotten all about it, actually, and hoped to do so again. Zilgan and his fire chicken found themselves unsuited for a life of farming. Brock? But ideally positioned to ease the burden of an aging blacksmith. Brock! Temet was acquired by a family of cats for a few seasons. That's how cats work. She would watch them stalk birds in the mornings and meditate cycles of life and death. San noticed that the theater at Shyburn had fallen into disrepair during the conflict. So she passed the summer being a demon, now a theater demon. So during the years of peace, we could do another transportation. We could give her 2 demon legs. It's passive. I don't really know exactly what the shadow leg does. We'll have to double check that, but we'll say yes. So let's take a look here real quick. Shadowed, +1 speed. Left and right legs. So maybe the arms will give like some demon abilities. I think we're gonna make her full demon. That'd be fun. But the next part here, this is why I went so hard to get all the resources here, is that we need some upgrades. Like Temet, if we look at you, I think she still has she does have tier 1 armor. We don't have the resources to make tier 2 armor. Or we do here. It'd take all of our ingots to do it. So I don't know if we need to do that just yet. But lots of other options are on the table. Like we can upgrade her sword. That takes 8 ingots, but that'll increase her damage by quite a bit. Fire damage, very good. Obviously, I'm not so concerned about the skinning knives right now. So we have tier 1 bow, tier 0 walking staff. So we got to figure that out. And then what's your armor sitch? Tier 0 armor. So +2 warding and spell damage would be nice. I think that's going to be a good upgrade for you, because Janison's been able to do a lot of work. The alternative is that we get him a magic wand, which is one-handed, and then we can get like a little sidearm here. There's lots of things available. But I still think the staff's going to be best. Plus, it looks cool. So let's craft that. And there are possibilities of finding better items later. Yeah, she's gonna need better armor eventually. I was kind of hoping for something to come of this. But let's do, because I'm a fan of the best offense is a good offense. This will increase spell damage by 2 versus increasing it by 1. And we could do Spell Speaking Green Word, a powerful staff of powerfulness. And we're getting rid of our walking staff, so Spell Speaking Green Word, that's fine. This is a stick. We could randomize it. Rib Blaster, Divining Raw Pillar, Elusive Forehead, and Jade Branch. There we go. Alright, so how are we doing on here? We still can upgrade this. I like using my ingots for this because tier 2 weapons get really strong. We could actually build a tier 3 by using a bunch of legacy points, but I don't know if I want to dump 5 here just on the second chapter. So we'll do a fire sword called the Ice Slash. I guess because it slashes through ice. Increases damage, increases stunt damage. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's XCOM kind of rules. These small numbers do add up quite a bit, so that's fine. The Ice Slash. Let's see if we can do better. Green Shard, the Bright Flare. Steel's Bane, Grid Cloud Swipe, Light Horn, Water Shard, the Morning Claim, the Silver Claim, Worm Fate, Lang Flare. Who's Lang? We don't know, but it sure looks cool. Alright, so who's gonna need armor? You're gonna need some good stuff here. So we could do 1 hide, 2 fabrics, and 1 here. Or we could do 3 fabrics and 2 spell thread. But if we get armor for you, we're going to need those hides, and we're going to need an ingot as well. This one increases dodge and armor. So it increases speed and armor. Kind of like her having dodge. It's a little too bad that we don't have the stuff to upgrade the bow, but we just didn't get a lot of heartwoods that time, except for all the heartwoods we spent upgrading our staff, but it's okay. Bow damage is still pretty damn strong, and it's not like we're all the way down in the pits on the bows. We need better armor, so that's what we're gonna do. So hides and fabrics. We're gonna go with additional dodge here. Travel Traff is fine. And then Janison here, we get the better armor, in my opinion. We can't do this because we don't have the hides anymore. But I'd rather have... I mean, that looks okay. And I still find it very interesting that he has the bear paw on his side. Wonder if there's a fun aspect about that. Bluehorn, Mystic, Humanist, Mystic, Shaman, Wildheart. Hook, Wild Heart. I don't remember what the bear claw's from. My last Mystic had it too, so I don't really know. Anyway, armor. Fun times. Ember Gown. How about... Wow, apparently he really wants to be called Ember Gown. Okay, cool. So that's armor upgrading season. We still have legacy points. We still have some spell threads, so this does all get to be carried over. I'm going to be looking out for bow upgrades and probably going to try to bring in a second melee person. No, or a second mystic. So we want to save... I'm glad we could save some of that for later. But yeah, tier 1 is okay. But yeah, now it's going to cost a lot more legacy points. It's going to cost 6 legacy points. That's 1 too many for the fur. I say fur like I can't talk. For the bow upgrade. Alright, so next. So merchants are staying off the roads. Wonders that direction don't return. There's a hilltop fortress at the edge of the map, and Draven has hoisted banners there. You can slow down, you know, be a few battles before you even see it. Look, he's getting just a tiny bit of gray because he's getting older. I grayed early. Janison, don't be boring. We're going to siege the castle. This has to mean something to you. More of a fort, I heard. So they set out in the fall. They'll pull driven warriors like greens from teeth, pluck them out of the channels or crenels, and keep the Lyran fog once built. It won't be much of a siege, but don't tell that to its men. The shadows deepen. All monster groups will draw an extra monster card in every battle. So, we need to locate Harduk Arcanery. We already have all these places, and we have a bunch of defenses on them, except for Toad Town, where we can actually recruit here. So I'll show recruiting, and then I think that's going to be as good of a time to call this episode. So we have everybody kind of here. You can see now age 37, 32, 29, 36. But yeah, everybody's kind of doing their thing. The relationships are still kind of strong. A lot of stuff hasn't really moved at this point, but I am glad that everybody has defenses here. At the end of the chapter, we'll still get all of this stuff, as long as the interview stuff doesn't go over here. But you see a little bit more of the map has been revealed, and I'm imagining it's a 5-chapter map, so it's going to be kind of a platter or a circle. But let's move down here. So the heavens are cleared wild. We have a recruitment opportunity. This is why we save some legacy points, because we want to get the next person that we can get right away. Let's send everybody over there. And then we have serious trouble. Zingham finds his services are required. Oh boy, it's an opportunity. So you'll be glad you called on me, San. It's I'm what they call a firebrand, a rampant stallion, a lion with lightning in his eyes. Ugh. Here's something to try. Let's walk in silence for a while. for maybe just a little while. How about that? Never heard that one before. I'm bored of that. But I seriously forget where we're going. Alright, one more time. Commit it to memory. My cousin's in danger. He's been kidnapped by someone you claim to know. And so... I recall. Right, I recall it right now. Alright, sorry to get frustrated. I'm thankful you came along, truly. Well, but there's one thing. What? You said I claimed to know the kidnapper. I was kidding, of course. That would be such a crazy coincidence. Roar. Oh, still a happy little demon. So, we have some choices here. So our journey to save the Zabaron began in Gunneral. Stellar, actually, can't we say this all happened later, another time, and possibly never? So that's a little bit of fourth wall breaking here, where he's... One of the things about Wildermyth is that the idea is that all of this is coming from, like, stories or storybooks or stories being written. So apparently he's breaking the fourth wall and saying, this never happened. But we do have some people moving over here. It's both of our hunters, of course. I would kind of rather have Temet. Especially since Janison... Or maybe I could... Well, we'll add her and we'll say let's go. And Janison will go try to recruit down here. But there we go, the waterworks. The story continues. Standing above, when Netta outfitters Zingan and Stan attempt to hatch a plan. So how about this? We storm in, kill all the bad guys, and rescue Zabaron. That does sound like your kind of plan. It's just so crazy it could work. We're not doing that, okay? So what's your plan, my dear? I'm thinking. Think. You know, when I'm trying to avoid danger to my own self, like when I've been flirting with some girl I'm not supposed to. What I do is create a distraction, crack a joke, or start a different argument, or offer a drink, or a diversion. But what do you have in mind? Don't say dancing. We can start up a fire up on this hill, but the fire's a joke, and then we'll get them, or we fight naked. They'll be too embarrassed to hit us. Let's try the fire. I suppose it could work. Is that safe? Possibly we could just cook up and be overwhelmed. Well, what part about starting fires and ambushing Gorgons sounds dangerous to you? Let's get it blazing, my love. Your nephew is as good as saved. Oh, well, what about my cousin? Because Zabaron's my cousin. So, they gained a temporary buff. Wow. That's a lot of accuracy. Fuck it. We'll do one more fight. Foe cards. There may only be two. So we have a Brogmore over here. And we have a Rager over here. These guys like to charge. They poop stuff on the ground that's corrupted. So we're just going to kind of let this guy charge at us. And make things work. So Temet. Can we move you a little bit closer? It looks like we can't. So if we put you down here, we should be able to Guardian and be okay. If we fire at you, that's 88% chance to hit. I said I was going to move you guys out of the way from being charged, but it should be okay. Shoot here. Good time for a crit. Alright. Let's see, we get corrupted land. And see, I got punished for not moving them. So that's nice that the game is like, you said you were going to move them, and you didn't. But now we can shield shear all the time. Technically. And then punch. Then just for fun, fire chicken. So fairly easy fight. Took some bad damage here. So we get more hunter armor. Now, this will increase dodge and decrease armor a little bit. Or we could just salvage it for fabric. It's both tier 1. So I'm just going to salvage it for fabric. Now this, a stunt chance plus 6, that's good stuff. Let's give it to Zilligan. Zarbon! He's right here. Look at him. You okay? Seem to have been kidnapped by Gorgons. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, it doesn't matter why. You're safe. You know I would have gotten an earful if you were dead. Sin? Did my sister send for you? That's right, she wrote that you'd been taken and feared for the worst. Didn't we, Ziglad? Not really. But listen, this is very boring, so should we go? This place stinks of oozing flesh and miscellaneous gorgon gases. I have to thank you too. Your name is Ziglad. You're so brave. San is lucky to have a friend. Only friends, right? So able, someone she can turn to in times of serious trouble. Hey, hey. After the short trip to Zerban's hometown where they feasted and danced, swept around the floor of the country with countrymen and maidens in a passionate world, Ziglin and San set out for home once more. And it turns out I'm not such a worthless guy to have around. Nor am I exceedingly silly. Actually, I can be a little silly at times. And I can't help but love you for it. Aww. So now he's a blue horn hunter. I don't really care about viciousness. When standing by a blaze, Ziggin's range attacks have 0 damage, 1 shred, and start fires. Fires can't spread onto him. That's pretty interesting. Or twice per combat as a swift action, you can throw a trap. That'll deal 2 damage and pin the first enemy who walks over it. I'm going to try that, mainly because I haven't played with traps previously when I had the chance. Alright, now I said I was going to show recruiting. So, we have some new areas to explore. We have some infested tiles already. We have 316 days to make that happen. So if we look at this swamp, I kind of want to start here and sweep left. So we're going to send, for scouting, we're going to send both of our hunters to scout. Labor 0.6. That's not great. So let's go over here. Now let's see if there's a reason for that. Part of her aspects. I don't know. If we look at her history here, a harsh injury during battle has left her worse for wear. So that's too bad. As for you, your history, you've killed 11 monsters. Nothing much else. Alright, so we're going to recruit over here, and we're going to add Temet to that. So this is where you start getting in the game a little bit. You want to start splitting things up. But we have 8 legacy points available. We have a decisive greed wagon. We can inspect this. He's a farmer. He's a greed wagon. His hook is curious. He has integrity, and he's proud. Born amongst folks who celebrated sameness. Yulkan bad. Wow, really? Yulkan gravitated instead of to the exceptional. He left home at a young age. Rumor was he once stopped a man from killing another by throwing himself in front of the blade. Didn't seem too far-fetched. Romance felt trite and unimportant to him in the face of duty, but of course feelings don't ask permission. Even logic may be overcome. Seems very different from the rest of my group, so I think that's going to be a really interesting dynamic here. He's a farmer. He's curious. He's proud. He's human. He's young. He has sword block bonus and a melee weapon, but that can change. Let's go ahead and recruit you. And we barely escaped that fight with our ears still attached. Wow. Himian's owl seems kind of dangerous. Oh, it is. Better than the job I had before, though. Right. Well, you haven't scared me off yet. I'm glad. We really do need the extra help. Now, about the salary. There's no salary. Oh, of course, you work on commission. No. We're like the Avengers. We're heroes that don't get paid. What? Well, that's not a thing we have. Inns generally give you a discount. Not to mention the whole saving the world thing. You get to loot whatever you kill. Huh? Anything good? I'll say, just the other week, Temet found a fascinating trinket wedged in the duvas. Okay, I'm in. So we can make him a warrior, we can make him a hunter, we can make him a mystic. I kind of feel like Yilkan's a warrior. Maybe it's the Dread Bun. So here we go. He's training to fight. We do actually have to prepare the recruit. So Everyone's moving. And time is still passing. But one reason you want to scout over with 2 people is because you can't get ambushed, but we got another person. Broad swipes is actually really a positive one had. Wolf Call after a successful kill gets +2 speed. Interesting. Or we could have him missing. I kind of want to make him like... This can make him be a little bit more of an AoE bonus, especially if we can get him additional range. Because that's something warriors can get. We'll get him broad swipe. So we'll make him more of a attacker here. And interestingly, he comes with a root club. Fascinating. Alright, well that's going to do it for this one. Went a little bit longer than I meant to. But that's okay. This is Asher with even more Free Play Friday. Like I said, Wildermyth is a game that has really stuck with me. I just haven't had an opportunity to like really show it. And it's the kind of thing that you could definitely make a series out of. But I kind of just... There's some games sometimes it's good to just sit and relax and just play. And this is really one of those good, interesting, relaxing games. The kind of thing that you can share with family. My kids love watching play this and reading the stories and seeing stuff themselves as well. And the combats, it's very XCOM. And even though the numbers are tiny, the depth is there. So this is one of the favorite games I've played this year so far. And I'm really glad I waited through early access and have just been able to go in unspoiled and have a good time. So that's it for now. Thanks for sticking around. Like I said, my brain's kind of dying, but that's how it goes when you play this for a little while. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. If you have any experiences with Wildermyth, by all means, share them. Like the video if you liked it. This is a game that has definitely earned its overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and then some. So I highly recommend it. You all have a good one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.